You're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack Go.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome into the PTA postgame show. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_Access. The game is just wrapped up. The Chicago Bears win it in overtime, 22-16, off a Caleb Williams bomb and the best throw he threw all night long, man. Absolutely perfect dime piece to DJ Moore to seal this one. Now, listen, is that why they won? Nah. Boy, was this a wild one. We're going to go around the horn and get everybody's initial thoughts. I see the super chats. We're going to start with them after we get everybody's initial thoughts. I will say this. I'm combing through social media. I'm looking at the chat in game, and I'm sure this will surprise everyone. I think my take is much, much different than most people's. Listen at that. Most Packer fans. If you were to tell me you were going to have to play this game without Zach Tom, without Evan Williams. What did I say all week? Without Zach Tom and Evan Williams, you may have to take an L here, boys, but you better not risk those guys getting further hurt as you go into the playoffs, right? So you sit those two guys out. This is going to be a one-score game is the way I'm seeing it. And now during the game, you lose Jordan Love. You lose, we were trying to tally a list there, wasn't we? Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Romeo Doubs wasn't available there after in the fourth quarter, right? He went out in the fourth quarter, and obviously he didn't play in overtime. You went down Fitzpatrick. You were literally down to one tight end and one quarterback. And Malik Willis, I don't know how he was able to connect with Jaden Reed with the way he looked on the sideline throwing the football. So if you were to tell me, here's how I feel about this game. If you were to tell me you were going to have to play, as Wendell Ferrer said here on Twitter, without Jordan Love, Micah Parsons, Tucker Kraft, Devontae White, Elton Jenkins, Zach Tom, Evan Williams, tack on Josh Jacobs, Romeo Doubs, Fitzpatrick, and we've got people that are mind-boggled that we lost this game. I got to be honest with you. I was happy the entire time until I'm not happy with the ending, but I'm sitting there at the end going, how are we winning this game all day? Because the Bears were this close to being the number one seed, right? Just 2 weeks ago, they're the number one seed. They've won these type of games all year long, right? So yeah, I'm just I think I see it different than a lot of people do. And I've got several chats marked. We'll go through them. We'll hit the super chats first. But again, the key statistics here, we always talk about it on this particular program. The middle eight, 3-3. So you push there. Chicago won the turnover differential, to the best of my knowledge, 2-0, unless I'm forgetting something there. So anytime a team wins the turnover battle 2-0, probably going to lose that ball game. I think that's in the 92, 93 percentile, I believe. And Bates, you can double check that if you'd like, Bob. But with that being said, appreciate all the super chats and everything. We'll get to those right off the bat. Let's go around the horn. Jacob, I know there's plenty of fingers to point at, plenty of people. You pick one, right? I think this is a loss where you look around, you go, okay, I don't want to steal your thunder, but if Brinson doesn't get that face mask, they're looking at a 4th and 25 from the 50, and we're up by 10, right? If Keisean Nixon doesn't get cooked all damn day in coverage, you probably, him just completely dropping that coverage on that touchdown was not the one at the end. I'm talking about it's just like, what are we doing, bub? What are we doing? You think, okay, there's no chance he can throw here? That makes no sense, right? So you can blame it on Romeo Doubs for dropping the onside kick. I see people saying fire Bisaccia, and I'm going, but Rich Bisaccia cannot walk on the field and catch the football. Can't do that. That's against the rules. And I think he's too old, to be honest with you. So, anyway, I'm surprised that we were winning this game pretty much the entirety of the game based off of all of the injuries we had to try to overcome. But with that being said, Jacob, you have the floor, sir.
Yeah, and to me, I guess the most egregious would be not just taking the points, the early 3 points that I think would be a gimme here if we had them at the end of the game. It's not even worried about overtime and all that. I think that's probably why the fan base, at least I'll speak for myself, why this one hurt so bad is because with all that stuff that's going on, all the drama, all the miscues, I still felt like we were going to win this game right up until the end when we completely botched the last 5 minutes of it. even like, Malik Willis is a freak with his legs. I mean, he can throw the ball like you wouldn't believe. So I just felt comfortable. I thought the team was playing for him. And like you said, I mean, not taking the field goal, stupid penalty, a fumble when you can't afford it. Obviously not taking the onside the way, and then just kind of allowing them to just run over you at the wrong time. It was just insane. And like you said, we had the time of possession. I mean, we were almost doubling them. The amount of plays that we were running, we were almost doubling them, and we were controlling the game somehow. Even with that wind whipping, the craziness that it was, we were kind of, getting some pretty decent balls in the air as well, which was kind of surprising. Yeah, it's just a heartbreaking loss just because we had so many opportunities, and this has been time and time again this year, and it's becoming a pattern that we don't capitalize on the opportunities when they're absolutely given to us on a platter. I don't know, Tim, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we let a good football team hang around too long. That's kind of how I'm looking at this. And, we can place blame left and right. There's multiple factors that cost us to lose this ball game. I don't think you can put it on one player or one particular play or one, specific breakdown. We had a lot of things go our way in this game. We actually got a few holding calls. I can't believe that actually happened. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, our offensive line played pretty well. They were run blocking pretty well at points in this game, but ultimately just could not protect our quarterbacks, either one of them, and not taking the points in the first quarter. Yeah, I'm gonna die on that hill. You guys can blame Romeo Doubs all you want for losing this game. This game doesn't go to overtime if you take the 3 points. Matt did it the rest of the game, right? He took the points in sequential drives after that when we couldn't get in. And if we'd have just taken that first one, we probably get out of there 19-16. But tough game. Can't wait to see these guys again in the playoffs. This is going to be a hell of a ride, guys. Season's not over yet. We're still alive. But what a game in prime time, right? Overtime thriller. But you let the Bears hang around, man. You let them hang around too much. I mean, we had what were we up? 2 scores, 10-point lead at one point in this game.
Yeah.
Cannot let a team like that hang around. They'll make you pay. And obviously we've got some issues we need to talk about in our secondary, I think, too, when it came down to it. Players got to make plays, and you need your best of your best, at least your best available out there to make plays, and it just didn't happen down the stretch. I was waiting for our defense to just shut the door on them, and it just never happened.
Yeah, to me, it was happening until the face mask. The Warren Brinson face mask, it's like that's when things just started to spiral. And again, that's not a shot at Warren Brinson. It's a hell of a play. It's just tough, man. He's trying to tackle the quarterback. He barely hooked the face mask. The rule is the rule, right? Yep. So I'm going to play this soundbite from Caleb Williams. I got a little bit of respect from him tonight, man. This is what he said after the game. I expected him to be cocky. I expected him to be arrogant. I wish you guys could see. Matter of fact, hell with it. We'll just chance it here. This was him in the post-game interview, and I respect this. This is what he had to say.
Demons in a game they had no business winning. Let's go back to Tom with Caleb. Caleb, we just talked to DJ. Take us through what you saw on the pass that won it.
Yeah. It's a hell of a player. I want to start out. That's a hell of a team over there, a playoff team. We'll probably see them again. But that's
love it. Immediately said DJ Moore's a hell of a player, and that's a hell of a team over there. That's a hell of a team. We'll probably see them in the playoffs. So I'll tip my cap to Caleb Williams. I think he's mature, and I think he's growing up a little bit, to be honest with you guys, as bad as I hate to say it. He's kind of these last few weeks, he's figured out ways to win ball games all year long. He throws that dot. Guys, that's a big league throw. Put that right on DJ Moore the way he did. But again, like Tim said, like Jacob said, shouldn't have been in it at that point, obviously. Let's go to Super Chats real quick before we fall too far behind. Keen Tron, appreciate you being a member for 12 months. He says, I don't care. Proud of this damn group of men. Go, Pack, go, man. They youngest team in the league, and that banged up. Again, man, when Fitzpatrick went out, I was like, we're down to one tight end. So what are we going to do here? So, Matt's got to make a decision. All right, how does the game plan shift now, right? You've got Malik Willis, who had been dicing them up. He played pretty darn well tonight, in my opinion. But again, just not enough to get it done. So I agree. I think I'm damn proud of the team too, man. Seth Ruder with the Super Chat. He says, I'm pissed. Bears dirty, but also we are clearly the better team when healthy. Completely agree with all that. There's some dirty plays earlier for sure. Yeah. And the hit on Jordan Love, both of them, right? Dirty licks. I'm surprised, and I don't know what the role is now. Maybe it's because he was trying to scramble a bit, but when they landed on Malik Willis there at the end, put all the guy putting all of his weight on him. I thought that was a rule, but maybe they stopped putting emphasis on that. I don't know, but there was some dirty licks throughout that game for sure. And I will say this: am I wrong? Do you guys agree or disagree? I think the officials called a pretty good game. I feel like
I was surprised. I was surprised.
Had no problem with it.
Yeah. And there might have been one or two plays I thought, the Packers might have caught a break there, Yeah. So maybe Bears fans look at it different. Obviously, we're all going to be biased towards our favorite team. But
what I liked was other than the only complaint I had about the officials was the lame taunting call on Jaden Reed. That was kind of weak. But other than that, I thought they let the players play the game. We saw a little extracurricular after I believe it was a kickoff or a punt. You got your gunners running down, guys are getting chippy, and the rest didn't throw any flags. They just separated the guys, let everybody calm down. I think they realized that, it's the oldest rivalry in the league. It's Packers Bears. It's primetime football, adrenaline's pumping. I thought they did a pretty good job of not dictating the outcome of the game. I think the players dictated the outcome of this game today.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Appreciate the super chat. Seth, you're the man, buddy. Let's see here. King Tron with the super chat says, through the hellstorm of a season, they're still fighting. Amen, man. Amen. I'm telling you, I thought they played really good football tonight, man, up until that last little bit. And, what kind of team does that, Jacob? What kind of team collapses at the end? What do you think are the key factors that goes into it? If you were to say, okay, if somebody told you the team collapsed, you dropped an onside kick, you blew coverages, whatever, you had key penalties down the stretch there with the face mask, right? How would you describe that? I know how I would describe that team.
Probably be the youngest team in the league. Probably.
They're probably young, and they're probably inexperienced, because immediately when you say young, people go, they're a youngest team, but they got a lot of experience. Okay, do I need to read off all the injuries again? Because those guys don't have a lot of experience that are playing already on the youngest team, right? So again, that's what you go through there. So Tron, I agree, man. Through the hellstorm of a season, still fighting. They are still fighting, no doubt about it. I love what Matt LaFleur said at the end. He told the defense there, hey, let's go. Game time. Get it effing done, right? Let's go. Appreciate the super chat, Tron. Seth Ruder with the super says, don't understand all-out blitz, zone up, and quarterback spot. Nixon got cooked twice. That was the game. Completely agree with that. When we just all-out blitz there at the end. But again, Seth, if I agree with you, I'm the zone freak here, right? I love zone defense. But if you play it back, it worked. They got Caleb off his spot, and he only had one option. And the only reason he had that option is because Keisean just refused to cover his area, his guy, his zone, whatever you want to call it, right? Because the blitz did, you guys know what I mean? They kind of got him off his spot, and he just throws up a prayer. The guy's running butt naked through the trailer park because I don't know what Key was looking at.
That's bad.
I don't get it, man. And then you had Quay in that shot was staring at Valentine, almost looked like he was blaming Valentine. But I'm like, Valentine's on the other side of the field. Was that Valentine's guy in man coverage, and maybe he lost him coming across? We'll have to watch the tape. That could have been the case too, right? So, but again, it's just every time you've seen somebody get cooked, you look up. I mean, we talked about it in the chat, right? Keisean just continues to bite every single time underneath, man. It's like, what are we doing, bro? So, I don't like I don't agree with the call either, Seth, although I had to lower my ego and go, it worked. These guys just blew their coverage. It was like, hindsight being 2020. So anything you guys want to add to that at all?
That was a tough. I mean, just that play alone, like you said, it was just he was so open. He had a chance. I mean, if he even bit just a little bit, he had a time to make up on the play and actually get some distance underneath the ball. But he was so over. Just I still can't relive. I'm having PTSD right now. It's just the way that he was. I thought that Brenton Cox was going to get him, and I can say, one bright light. Honestly, and I'm not even going to make any jokes. Brenton Cox Jr. I thought looked like one of our best edge rushers throughout the game. Now, he never got home. I would bet, though, that he has probably the most pressures out of anybody. I thought that he that they even Tom Brady, who by the way I think is back to sucking at announcing. I can't stand listening to him.
Really?
He talked about the cage rush. He did say that we kind of, and I felt like we did a better job. I think they said that he had like 15 out of pocket throws, and I think at one point this game he only had 5 late in the game. So I'm trying to find some positive. That's what I can find.
Oh yeah, I got you. I didn't have a problem with Brady calling the game. I thought he did good, but again, it's I wasn't focused too much on the commentary. I'm kind of keyed in on, all right, what's the call here, But Soda with the super chat, appreciate you, Soda. He says this team just can't close games out. They are totally clueless in late game situations on special teams and defense. I was surprised at all the defensive hate, to be honest with you. I've tried to leave every Packers Facebook group that I'm a part of, and somehow they keep popping up. I will literally leave the group, and it's still popping up on my feed somehow. The Bears had only scored 3 points at this point in the game, and somebody in the Facebook group said this is embarrassing that this defense is letting them, walk down the field on them. I'm like, you're talking about a top 10 offense in the Chicago Bears, and you're mad that we've only gave up 3 points? I don't understand that. So I disagree on the defense, in my opinion there. When you say late game situations, I mean, sooner or later, something's got to work for the offense. To Tim's point, you had the game won, right? You just, to me, the closing out comes with the lack of execution. It's like the special teams. What was the problem with the special teams? We hit all our field goals, right, that we attempted. Did we punt all day long? I don't know if we punted one time.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, so we didn't punt, so there's no argument there, right? They didn't have any huge returns to the best of my knowledge. We didn't give up any special teams touchdowns or huge plays, right? Am I forgetting one there? Mm-hmm. So to push back, it's like, what's the special teams call? Oh, it's the dropped onside kick. Got it. If you were to say you can handpick the player you want to be recovering an onside kick, who would you pick? Romeo Doubs would be in the top 3 for me. I don't know. Do you guys agree with that? Like, his hands are some of the best on the team.
Yeah.
Maybe Scoot, but I don't know. Scoot, I don't think Scoot's got the best hands in that situation. Maybe Golden. Golden's got great hands, but Romeo Doubs would be in the top 3 for me. Now, to Soder's point, you did muff it, so it was on the special teams.
Looked like Rome overthought that. I think he was fielding that ball, and he might have popped his eyes up a little bit before securing it, and he just got popped, and and he hurt his wrist on that play. Hopefully it's not a break. Hopefully it's a sprain or
they
something.
pulled him out quick, didn't they, Tim?
Yeah, pulled him out quick. But and again, not making excuses, right? Field the damn ball, fall on it, whatever you got to do. But it looked like one of those things where he might have just overthought it, trying to make a play, bracing for contact a little early, and forgot to secure the ball.
I think too, when we look back at it, it looks like you said, Tim, he takes his eyes up, and at the last second, it takes a different hop than he was expecting.
Yep.
And then because he was about to field it in, it just all of a sudden hits the tips of his fingers, and oh my God, dude!
Yeah, it's like he didn't look it all the way in. You
Exactly.
want to look that all the way in. And it's tough because, especially with these new rules, right? There's no element of surprise with an onside kick anymore. We knew what they were doing. They have to declare. You got to fall on that damn football. You just have to.
And to me, I'll be honest, what I thought I saw, and I'm not going to sit here and act like a tough guy, not that anybody else here is, but I think as soon as it hit his hands and he bobbled it, he knew, I'm about to get wrecked, because you got all those guys full sprint, and that they're taught you don't go after the football, you blow up the guy who's trying to catch that football. So I think he kind of tried to brace and do the best he could. Of course, they hit him. He pancaked on the ball squirts out. End of the story. So, yeah, it's tough, man. I hate it for Dobby. You could tell he was beating himself up big time on the sideline. And I seen another chat in here real quick. We'll just hit it, and we'll come back to the Supers. Number one Packer fan said, and listen, this ain't a shot at him. I want to be very vocal that I disagree with this. He said, this is on Romeo freaking Doubs. Do not blame any coaches tonight. I agree. You can't blame the coaches on that play where Romeo Doubs dropped that ball. However, Romeo Doubs was your leading receiver, 5 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown on 6 targets. If he doesn't drop that onside kick, he might be the player of the game, if you don't go with Malik Willis. So I can't just say it's all on Romeo Doubs. Because again, man, if Warren Brinson doesn't get that face mask, the ball game's over, right?
Yeah.
Essentially. But again, what do you expect? He's a rookie. Was he 5th round pick, 6th round pick? What is it? He's so
5th round. Yeah.
So, all right, let's see here. Next, this is kind of a negative one. Josh Martin says, best Jordan Love can do is a 7th seed. You can stop with the elite talk. Don't know if you've seen this or not, bud, but Jordan Love got hurt and he left the game. Like he threw 13 passes. He was 8 of 13 for 77 yards. And also, if we want to talk about him not being elite, he is tied for first in the NFL in EPA per dropback. All right. He is, let's see here, 5th in the league in passer rating. This was coming into this game here, obviously. And he's 2nd in PFF grade. No matter what metric you look at, comparing Jordan Love to the other quarterbacks across the league, Jordan Love is elite. Now, if you don't like Jordan Love, just say you don't like Jordan Love. It's cool,
Yeah.
But you can't be ranked in the top 2, top 3, top 5 of pretty much every important statistical category and not be elite. Now, if you're just saying he don't have that it factor to get the game, to win the ball game, I'm sorry, guys. I love Malik Willis. Malik Willis played great. But if Jordan Love is your quarterback the rest of that game, I think you end up hitting on some big shot plays and you end up winning that game probably. It's a whole different. And also, how many times did you guys see Malik Willis can? I don't remember seeing him one time. He probably did. But I don't remember.
Couple.
Did you?
A couple. Yep. They were late cans.
We had to waste a timeout that one time because
that one time. Yep.
So again, there's a factor there of canning in and out of plays at the line of scrimmage that Jordan Love has kind of mastered this offense. Obviously, that's got it once again a top 10 offense. So,
and I just kind of don't like the way the statement's structured too. The best Love can do is the 7th seed. Well, right? Wins and losses are team stats. Playoff seeding is a team statistic. Jordan Love is not playing 1 versus 11 by himself out there on the field. So I would push back there a little bit, but I feel the frustration, I mean, we're all frustrated right now. That's a football game that we should have won. But I don't think you can put this on, Jordan Love by himself, especially a guy who didn't even get to finish the game thanks to a dirty ass hit by a dirty ass player on the Chicago Bears. So
dirty ass hit. I love the fact that there's Bears fans on Twitter going, there's nothing dirty about it. And Howie Long, who played defensive line in the dirtiest era for the dirtiest team in the Raiders.
Raiders.
That's a dirty ass hit. That's what he says. So, yeah. But what it comes down to, Josh, is we're just going to agree to disagree, man. If you think we can't talk about Jordan Love being in the elite conversation, I disagree with that, man. So I'm not saying I'm right and you're wrong, but I would just like to know, what are you basing that off of, right, to make a statement like that? So, because I'm basing it off of, all right, how does he compare to other quarterbacks across the league? You watch the tape, you look at the stats, you look at the deep analytics, you can compare the PFF grades, you can hear what other former Hall of Famers say about him that's played the quarterback position, and it's just pretty much unanimous across the board. Everybody thinks he's in that elite category. So, but appreciate the super chat, man. Soda with the super chat. It is interesting how Willis changes the run offense. Love's still number 1 quarterback, but the threat of a mobile quarterback open things up. It absolutely does, Soder. That zone read, what it does is it forces that edge to not be able to crash. So you're still in a hat is what you're doing. You're essentially still in a hat because they've got to stand up and cover him. Now, when they don't cover him and he reads the crash and pulls that ball, you see what happened tonight, right? He can take off downfield. So there's absolutely a factor there. But also, can Malik Willis make every throw that Jordan Love makes? I feel comfortable saying no. But boy, oh boy, he's made every one of them they've asked him to make. There's no doubt about that. What's your all's thoughts on that super chat there? I don't know. It's not really a question. It's more of a comment. Y'all got any thoughts on that?
I think it was clear that Matt went to that special part of the call sheet, right? We've been down this road before, whether that was Malik having to start for us or come into a game. So, yeah, it's certainly a different look. And, again, I think while we're talking about, the quarterback position, let's just take a moment and, put prayers up for Jay Money, man. The guy's clearly concussed. He wasn't able to finish. These guys are human beings. I hope he's okay physically. And we don't know what the road is going forward for him if he's even available next Saturday. So prayers up for Jay Money. And, Willis is our guy, I think it is. It's going to change. It's going to change the way our offense looks.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's going to have to. But I will say this, for as much credit as we give Malik as being a mobile quarterback and able to do it with his legs, he's got an arm. He can get that ball there. I mean, he doesn't have Jordan Love arm, but he's got an arm. He can hum that tater, when he's not getting body slammed on his throwing shoulder by Chicago Bears defenders. So, again, it's you can't put this solely on the quarterback position, especially when your O-line is hodgepodge and, you got a backup guard playing center and, you got
right.
It's just,
you're missing
what are you going to do?
Missing your right tackle. Like what? Yeah, exactly. And honestly, I felt like they protected pretty well. Jacob, did you feel like
considered, right? Yeah.
Did you feel like the offensive line played bad tonight, Jacob? I honestly didn't. But.
No, I mean, they gave up 2 sacks, but I felt like Malik was holding that one a little bit. He probably could have moved up in the pocket a little bit. I don't know. I mean, just to go back to the original Snapchat, I really, you can see Matt is a brilliant coach when you see some of the schemes and some of the weird like motion and orbit motions, and it's just kind of cool to watch him call a certain different type of play. It almost seems like it's more of a college style offense than a pro offense. I mean, and just to that point, the following players all had at least one rush: Emmanuel Wilson, Malik Willis, Josh Jacobs, Savion Williams, Jordan Love, Jaden Reed, Chris Brooks, Matthew Golden. I mean, we ran it 44 times for 192 yards, averaging 4.5, and some of them were pretty interesting and fun to watch. So it absolutely changes the dynamic of the offense. And, who's to say we can't win?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, appreciate this super chat there, Soder. You're the man. We got, who is it again?
That's Randy.
Randy. I hate it when they change their names. Randy Cleavers with the super chat. Thanks, sir. He says, "Go Pack, go, have faith." I love the energy. Love it, man. Again, this is just one of those games that you wanted to win, obviously. Somebody said it best right here. Thank you for that super, Randy. We appreciate you, buddy.
Awesome.
Positivity. This one right here. Mostly upset, but this is Nick Lenz. I hope I'm saying that right. Says mostly upset because we can't troll Bears fans now for beating them with our practice squad. I put a tweet out and I went, if the Packers somehow win this damn game with Malik Willis against Caleb Williams, I didn't say it, but I'm thinking I'm going to be insufferable this week. Mandy's going to hate living with me. I will not stop talking about it, right? So I completely agree. It was a missed opportunity there, Nick. Very well said, man. Super chat from Godsmack says, we managed to piss away 2-score leads. I can't wait to see if we got unspecial. There it is at the end. I'm damn, look at this. We managed to piss away 2-score leads. Why don't we just go for the record at this point? Awful red zone offense. I guess we're in a rat race with the Rams to see who has the worst unspecial teams, as obviously they fired their special teams coordinator. So again, I didn't think the special teams was bad. You had a guy that dropped an onside kick.
Yep.
I feel like I'm in the minority here. Am I wrong, guys? Because there's been multiple people talking about the special teams being horrible. Like
McManus was 3 for 3. He was 1 for 1 on extra points. We never had to punt.
And if he was 4 for 4, we win the damn ball game. No overtime.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, to be fair though, I mean we had way too many missed opportunities in that red zone, and we were within the 5, not just the red zone. I mean, It was just unreal, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
all the more reason why you got to take points, right? You got to take the points in a game where points are a premium. You were in a grind slugfest type of environment. That was evident very early. I mean, a few plays into this game, it was evident that it was going to be one of these type of nights. So you gotta take the 3 if you can get it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think when that was too that we passed up on the field goal, where we turned it over on down. Was that the opening drive? Wasn't it?
That was the opening drive.
Yeah, correct.
We had it down to Chicago's 7. It was a 4th and 1, and we ended up passing on that play, which I have more problem with the call there. Like if you can't get a yard on the ground, you don't deserve to win. It's kind of how I see that, right? But
we pulled out the old read option with Malik Willis. That worked for us. I believe that was a 3rd or 4th and short.
Yeah.
Later in the game, it would have been nice to see that a few times in the red zone, maybe a little earlier.
Yeah. So again, thank you for the super chat, Godsmack. I knew the unspecial teams would come back sooner or later, but I just didn't. Again, yes, Romeo Doubs dropped the onside kick. That was the only bad special teams play I've seen all day. So appreciate the super chat, man. Justin Curry with the super says, but why is it always Nixon? Just bench him. I mean, this is that he can block moment on the podcast, right? I don't have anything good to say, Justin. You know, I agree with you, man. He bites too much. He constantly bites on underneath stuff and gets cooked over the top, and it happens. Now, I say it happens every single week. 2 weeks ago, he got the game-winning interception, right? But I think I agree with Justin here. Jacob, how do you feel about that, man? Do you I don't know if he's being serious or not, saying just bench him. I'm assuming he is. If you bench him, then that means who do you put in his place?
Kamal Hadden.
Yeah, it'd be Kamal Hadden. So do we feel better about Kamal Hadden over Keisean Nixon? That becomes a question. I don't know. Maybe, right? You see a little bit more of it. I do know this. I think Kamal Hadden might make mental mistakes, but he won't make mental mistakes like, hell with what the scheme's calling for. I'm just going to go jump this route. So, yeah, in that sense, Tim, I think I'm with you, man. I think I'm with you. Jacob, how do you feel about it, man? You ready to rake Keisean over the coals here on the post-game show, sir?
You know what's weird is my relationship with Nixon has been, because when we first got him, I was very hard on him. And I actually didn't see what all the fuss was about. And then he started to grow on me a little bit late last year and earlier this year, just because I like the physicalness that he plays with and the attitude and all that. But lately, it just seems as if he does seem to bite. And for all the missed catches he's allowed and everything, his stat line today: 1 tackle, no pass deflections, no assisted tackles, nothing. It was just he has 1 tackle to show for it after that performance, and it just to me is lackluster, and like you said, just seems to bite on too much like gimmicky stuff and then he's just wide open. I mean, that play was unacceptable in so many different ways. And I mean, we gave the Bears their absolute, like, they're going to talk about this for years, dude. They're going to talk about it for years.
Remember that time we beat Malik Willis?
And then Emmanuel Wilson with their basically ragtag offensive line. And when they had that literally one tight end.
Literally one tight end left on the field. That's wild, man.
Hey, y'all got Mercedes Lewis phone number?
Yeah, call up Jared Cook.
Goody real quick. See what he's up to.
I want to see what Tom Crabtree's into nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's turn
dude.
Tell him, hey, listen, you got to forfeit a couple Social Security checks, but we need you out here, bub. You know what I mean?
We can bust up my Robert Tonyan helmet, give him a call. On Bobby T.
Oh man, appreciate the super chat there, Justin. Again, man, it's tough, man. Nixon, he's got some cheap plays out there, man. That shot he took on DJ Moore.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna get fined for that, I bet.
Oh yeah,
I didn't like that. And I know there's some fans who are like, yeah, that's Peter. And I know they hurt Jordan Love, and it was a dirty play, and I can understand an eye for an eye and all that, but how many times are you going to do that stupid? I'm just going to say, how many times are you going to do that stupid shit?
Yep.
How many times are we going to do it?
We're lucky we didn't get flagged there. There's an example of what you were talking about earlier that we might have got the benefit there. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, and also the play at the end, the game winner.
That should have been PI.
Yeah, that was PI.
It was draped all over him.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get called for PI, at least break the pass up, right? Obviously, he didn't call PI because the ball game's over. He caught it, but I have a feeling if it fell incompletely, it would have called PI. But I don't know. It's just tough, man. It's getting more difficult to defend him, man. It really is. And again, you had that game-winning interception just 2 weeks ago where he covered Evan Williams' spot. That's another thing too. If Evan Williams is in this game, I don't think the Bears scored 22. I feel like the defense played really, really good today. Really good.
I thought Nate Hobbs was a bright spot too. I thought we got a good game out of Nate Hobbs in the slot.
I thought the same about Bullard.
I thought Bullard played pretty good, having to go back to safety, which we haven't seen in, it seems like, over a year that he's had to play that deep in this defense. So those were a couple of bright spots, I think. I mean, we can talk about, K9 and, CV had a couple of busted coverages today too. Some plays he probably would have liked to get back, but it's not lost with that secondary, guys. I thought we got a good performance out of Hobbs and Bullard today, and McKinney for that matter.
Yeah, appreciate the super chat, Justin. Appreciate it, man. Howling Whataburger with the super. Thank you so much. The profile always creeps me out a little bit. Ain't gonna lie. I still don't know what that's from, but Dobbs has made some of the best strong-handed catches on this crew over the past 2 years. Rome's going to have some cruel comments coming his way, and he doesn't deserve it. I agree, Howling. I agree. Again, man, it's a tough play. It's a play he gets paid to make. right, catching that onside kick. And I just can't think of another player that I would go, no, put that guy out there instead of Romeo if you got to field an onside kick. I just feel like Romeo is the dude to make that play, and he didn't make that play. It's just that simple. And again, in the receiving game, I remember at one point I said out loud early in the first half, thank God Romeo Doubs is playing in this game, because it felt like he was the one that was making every crucial play in the passing game, right? So, I think that's very well said, Whataburger. Anything you guys want to add to that?
I agree.
No.
I mean, you can't crucify a guy for one mistake. I mean, it happens. It's football, and you're not going to throw away everything that he brings to the table. And another guy who got banged up on that play. Hopefully, like I said earlier, hopefully the wrist is good, because we're a banged up football team, and we still got 2 games left, and we got to win those games, and we're going to need everyone we can. So, unfortunate play. Like, I'm not going to absolve him of blame for that, right? Like, we broke that play down, right? You gotta get your hands on that. That's what you're out there for. But hey, man, it's football, man. Balls take a funny bounce sometimes, or things happen, and I think this is a great comment here by Holland. Appreciate that, because I'm sure Rome's going to get a lot of heat. There's going to be a lot of players that are going to get a lot of heat.
Oh, absolutely.
And, a lot of it is unwarranted. It's one thing to be down on a guy, but that should be temporary, right? We always talk about how we like our defensive backs to be, right? We want them to have short memories. If you make a mistake, forget about it. Go out there and make a play. We as fans have to be willing to do that with our players too, and not throw away an entire season of performance based on one bad play or one error out there.
Yeah, I agree. Jacob, you got anything to add to that, man?
Yeah, no, I mean, Tim pretty much said it best. And honestly, I feel for Rome, because we all know, he's kind of a unique guy, got kind of a unique personality. He's going to sit with this. Nobody's going to be harder on him than I guarantee you than himself tonight. So I hope that doesn't mess with his mental stuff, and just keeps his head up. I hope his teammates help him out and just get him through it. And like Tim said, short memory. On to next week. And it is tough, because he was killing it, dude. He had such a great game up until that second. Nobody wants to talk about that.
That catch on the sideline was amazing.
Oh, that was the thing of beauty.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate it, Hallie. You're the man. King Tron with the super call, Gronk and JJ Watt. There you go, man. There you go. Gronk still looks like he probably could play, to be honest with you. But I don't know, man. Jacob, I think you don't like Tom Brady, calling the games as much as I do. But I love the fact that those great Patriots teams are represented in the Fox sports media, where you've got Edelman, who's a part of that, Gronk, and obviously Brady. I think the future's kind of bright for Fox NFL, to be honest with you, man. I kind of like those guys on there. Gronk is really intelligent. He plays the stupid part. He's actually really, really intelligent, got a high football IQ. They talked about that when they drafted him. Coming out of college, I think he played fullback mostly at Arizona, I think. But anyway, call Gronk and JJ Watt, says King Tron. Appreciate the super, buddy. Godsmack with the super says the problem is with unspecial teams errors always happen at the worst possible times, whether it was the blocked kick against the Browns and Cowgirls or the oopsie poopsie tonight, not sustainable. So, yeah. Anything you guys want to add to that? On special teams leading the way here tonight. I didn't expect it to go in this direction. I thought
it's fair. It's fair. I mean, I'm not going to dispute that. It's fair to make that statement. But again, like, we execute a little better. We're not in a situation where we're dealing with an onside kick in this game.
And to his credit, he's not saying it's the special teams coaches here, right? He's saying
he's just talking about the error. Yeah.
It's what it is, right? Yeah. So appreciate the super, Godsmack. All right,
maybe that's what we're saying. Let's not put ourselves in a position where we need a special teams play to save the game for us.
Right. Yeah, that's it. And it's like the whole Warren Brinson thing. The thing that I keep going back to the Brinson play, it bothers me the most because we've talked about him being able to pressure the quarterback, right? That's something that pops on tape with him. And it's like, holy, we might have something there in a late round pick that can really get after the quarterback on the interior. And he made a great play in a crucial moment in a crucial game. And because his freaking middle finger gets hung on the face mask, it's all wiped away. That's the stuff that drives me crazy, man. It's just like,
Yeah, that was definitely inadvertent. That wasn't an intentional.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just a fluke thing that happened. But you're right. I mean, rule's the rule, right?
Yeah, definitely. And Jacob, we talked about the over-under for Musgrave in this game. He went over pretty early, didn't he? He had 3 targets, 3 catches, 38 yards. I thought that was a bright spot. He was the second the second most productive receiver on the night. The big thing that's not getting talked about is Christian Watson was targeted 6 times. He only had 2 catches for 17 yards. It's like he's made a lot of plays here lately. So now he gets the pass now. Romeo Dobbs is the reason we lost this game. Okay, Romeo was our leading receiver. So what do you do, right? But anything you guys want to hit specifically before we move along? I got something I want to cover from the 2010 Packers, but you guys, anything else that you got? Donovan Schilling sums it up best. He says, "I'm sad, Chad." So there you go. We all are, sir. We all.
Yeah. No, just to Tim's point, our boy Quay Walker finished with 14 total tackles. Number 2 was Bullard with 10. Number 3 was Nate Hobbs with 6. Quay had a tackle for loss, so did Hobbs. Those guys played hard. Quay had a pass breakup, so did Bullard. So, a couple guys were playing their butts off. I felt like the whole team was playing their butts off. That was the most unfortunate series of events that, I have to laugh. Like, it was just, it was unreal. My little brother, who's the most pessimistic fan, he was just getting rage baited. I think God was just playing a joke on him tonight and wanted to see how much they can make him spaz out, because he was just full spaz, and he had every right to be, I guess. That was just, again, I had to laugh. I'm glad you brought up Quay. In the stars.
I'm glad you brought up Quay, because I thought after what we saw, last week in Denver, I thought this was an improvement from Quay.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely. All right. So the 2010 Packers, right? Another something that happened that year that I want to just hit real quick. Notice down here at week 13 and 14, they lost 2 games in a row. They lost to Detroit 7-3. All right. And they lost to New England 31-17. Then after that, they won the last 2 games of the season and obviously go on the playoff run and win the whole thing. Just once again, something else lining up with that 2010 season. We talked about that, the age of Jordan Love, how long he's been in the league compared to Aaron Rodgers when he won his first Super Bowl and this and that. It's just wild how things just continue to line up. I looked at it, I was like, what happened in 2010? Did they lose 2 in a row? Yes, they did. And it was late in the season. It was at the same point in the season. Obviously, we're playing more games now, right? We played one more game, but essentially it happened almost at the same spot there, right? Where you lose 2 in a row, and then you had 2 more games left the rest of the regular season. It's pretty wild to think about. So, it is. I'm pretty sure this is true as well. Somebody else pointed that out on Twitter. Taylor Bell said, did Aaron get hit in the head in 2010? I think he had that concussion against Detroit where he slid down, right, and they smacked his head into the turf. Is that right, Tim? Am I thinking right, man?
I think that was the 2010 season.
I think
Don't quote me on that. I do remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, he definitely got a concussion that season because in America's game he talked about because he was yelling at his teammates, "Get me up, get me up," and they were like, "No, you need to stay down," because they could tell he couldn't get himself up off the turf. That's wild that there's all these things that just keep kind of lining up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Randy. It's like, man, it's 2010 all over again. So,
and what did we do that year? We just found a way to get into the playoffs.
Yeah,
right. All you got to do is make the dance. We can. Be all depressed about not having a first round bye and home field advantage and all this stuff, but just be one of the 7, man. Give yourself a chance to compete.
Yeah.
It's not over yet.
Yeah.
A lot of ball game left.
Completely agree. And again, it just sucks because we had that game. Like Randy said earlier, I think he's talking about this one. I just randomly, Jake, we had that game. Yeah. This one you let get away. Those are the ones that suck, right? Sometimes you go out there and go, we just didn't have it today, boys. We got our ass kicked, right? And there's other times that you're like, boy, everything went right. This was one of those. It's like Matt LaFleur put together a great game plan. Jeff Hafley put together an awesome game plan. Everything was falling right into place. And then the wheels didn't come off. They came off and passed you up on the freeway, right? They rolled past you on the freeway. It's just wild. And maybe that's what this team needs, right? Again, that's what happened there in 2010, man. I imagine that was a tough loss, losing 7-3. It's why I don't even remember that, to be honest with you.
And this young team, just to try to spin some positivity out of this might have been something that this young team needed, right? Tough losses build character, man. You leave it all out on the field. Everyone's banged up. You're trying to pick each other up. You had this one and it got away from you. It should build character down the stretch for this young football team, I believe.
Look at that. So it was that week 14. Aaron Rodgers had a concussion. Thank you, Bates. Had a concussion in week 5 and another one in week 14. That is wild that just continues to. So again, it happened in week 14, right? And then they win 15 and 16, and they go on and run the table in the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. If that happens, boys, that's some creepy stuff. We will confirm we live in a simulation, right? Jacob, get your tinfoil hat out, my man. I like
be watching that injury report like a hawk this week, right? Hopefully Jordan clears the protocol. Like, we don't know, right?
You're going to have to hit control minimize to see the whole damn thing. My goodness, man. That thing is long. Shut up, Jacob. So, there you go. I think we got all the super chats in, right? You guys correct me if I'm wrong. If you see another one, let me know. But let's just kind of run through the box score real quick, see how everything ended up. We'll go rapid fire. We'll wrap this thing up. I know everybody wants to get to bed anyway. It's late. It is late here. We're at 12:30 a.m. my time. So Malik Willis has finished the day at 9 of 11 for 121 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no picks. Solid day at the office there for Malik. He did take 2 sacks, obviously. Jordan Love, when he left the game, he was 8 of 13 for 77 yards. You're still kind of filling the game plan out, filling out what they're doing on defense. I thought they started strong on defense. They came out stopping the run really, really well. And I think they kind of made an adjustment down the stretch. And obviously we capitalized on it. So Emmanuel Wilson led the way, 14 carries, 82 yards. Malik Willis had 10 carries for 44 yards. That's wild. I didn't realize he ran the ball 10 times. Did you guys realize that?
Oh, yeah. Couple scrambles, couple of design runs, too. Like I said, that busted out the old read option. That was a nice play. But, yeah, I mean, it shouldn't surprise us, right? We know what Malik can do with his feet. But, it's like you almost don't realize he carried the ball 10 times. It's crazy.
Right, yeah. And then we've got Josh Jacobs, 12 carries for 36 yards, a long of 7. Now, when he left, I imagine it was the knee. Did we hear anything? Was it definitely confirmed the knee or no? I'll go comb through Packers news here in a minute because that's what we talked about. We were worried about, right, is if you play players in this game rather than let them heal up, then you're worried about, okay, are they – now what happens – let me just use this as an example. And, again, we don't know for sure yet, but let's say that it was the knee for Josh Jacobs, right, and now he can't play against Baltimore. Okay, well, now you lost this game to the Bears, and you lost him for possibly the remainder of the regular season trying to get him back for the playoffs. If you don't have Josh Jacobs against Baltimore and Minnesota, who's to say you win both those games and make it to the playoffs? So now you've put yourself in an odd spot. Right now they went that route, obviously, with Zach Tom and Evan Williams. I think it was more of they were forced to do that. And Josh Jacobs to defend Matt LaFleur for a second and the training staff, Josh Jacobs was very vocal this week going, Matt continuously tries to keep me out of the game, and he's pushing back on him, right? So, I'll comb through real quick. What you guys got any thoughts on that in terms of him potentially being out, for a significant amount of time here?
To be honest, I hope it is the knee. I hope it's not something new. That fumble was tough. He got wrapped up and hit pretty hard. You hope it's not a new injury. But I'm with you, Clay. That's a tough go. You want to put your guys out there. Your guys want to be out there. But down the stretch, if he's going to miss more time, it's tough. And I think that's why they pulled him out, right? He was probably on a snap count, and he gave it his all for as long as he could, and it was time to just, turn him off for the day, I guess.
Agreed. Jacob, you got anything there, Bo?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we said at the beginning in the pregame show, is that we need to have these guys trust the coaches and the staff enough to tell them. It looked like he called himself out. I don't remember exactly which play, and it just felt like he never really came back in after that. And props to him, like to Tim's point. I mean, I want these guys to know their limits, especially if there's a chance to get them as we hopefully fire up towards the end of the season and into the off season. But yeah, that's tough to see. I just wish the way that Wilson was running, I almost wish that we would have just kept with him from the start and just give Jacobs another game. You know what I mean? Just to try to get healthy there.
I see Jack in the chat saying, did Jacobs come out of the game when Love went out? Because Jacobs is our emergency third quarterback. That's actually a really good question. When you're down QB1, QB2's getting banged up, who's your emergency option? Do we know who that is? Is it Savion Williams?
It's probably either Savion or, yeah.
You talking about quarterback, Tim? I was
quarterback. Yeah. Is it John? I remember the emergency used to be John Kuhn back in the day, and then it was Randall Cobb back in the day for a while. I'm wondering who that guy is now. Is it Savion Williams?
Let me tell you something, boys. I watch Kentucky football. I never wanted Aaron Rodgers to come out of the game, but I thought these Packer fans have no clue what they're going to get if Randall Cobb goes in at quarterback. It was electric at Kentucky. That dude was unbelievable playing quarterback. But, yeah, I thought Savion too, Tim. I really did. Because coming out of high school.
Some of that Wildcat look at TCU, right?
Mm-hmm.
Played a little quarterback. Yeah.
I think he played quarterback in high school. He was recruited as a quarterback, and then they switched him to wide receiver when he got to college, I believe, too, if I remember correctly. So
nice.
It's an interesting conversation. I want to throw this out here real quick. So Keisean Nixon, right? This is Wendell Ferrer on Twitter. Keisean Nixon's passer rating allowed when targeted against the Broncos, 158.3. It's a perfect passer rating, right? Versus the Bears, 135.4. Now, I want to tip my cap to Nate Hobbs because Matt Schneidman tweeted out, Keisean Nixon was ready to speak to reporters when Nate Hobbs stepped in front of him and shooed us all away and said, go to the other end of the locker room. Hobbs spoke instead after tonight's loss. So he literally shielded Keisean Nixon from the media tonight. That's pretty damn cool. I ain't gonna lie, man.
That's just a teammate helping out a teammate, man.
This team's going to rally around each other, man. That's what they're going to do. And again, I hope Matt LaFleur told him he was damn proud of them tonight because that team, you fought and you clawed and you were that banged up and you take it right down to the wire. Yeah, I think this is one of those going to build character. Another person taking responsibility here. Matt Schneidman tweeted out Romeo Dobbs on his botched onside kick. Now, a little language here, earmuff it. He said, quote, shit, I missed it. That's just this game, bro. I repped that shit all week. And yeah, bro, somebody got to be responsible, and I'm willing to take on 1,000% of it. So there you go. He knows he screwed up, boys. Knows he screwed up.
Can you correct me if I'm wrong? Because there's a Fox NFL post from about 7 minutes ago saying that the Bears can stay on top of the NFC North after their comeback win against the Packers if they win out. It shows then they go on that they have to play the Niners and the Lions. So in theory, if they were to drop both of those games and we went out, would we still have an off chance to still win the division? Because we have the tie, right? So
this didn't clinch the division tonight by no stretch of the imagination. Let's walk through it real quick. You want to? Yeah. We'll end the show with that. Matter of fact,
hopefully we get some help tomorrow from the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers against the Detroit Lions. That would be nice, right, boys?
Be awesome.
That would be nice.
So everything should be up to date here. Let's just hit refresh one time. So the Bears are the 2 seed. Packers are the 7 seed currently. Jacob, that's how we're sitting right now. That's before this weekend. So you're asking simply from the North, right? In NFC North. Okay. So let's say the Lions win tomorrow. Okay. Over the Steelers, and I'm with you, Tim. I hope they don't. Right. Let's say that happens. Let's go to week 17, and then we play Baltimore. Right. So if the Bears lose to the Niners, they're still in first place. If we beat Baltimore, we're still the 7th seed, okay? So now let's say the Lions win 2 just to kind of keep them in the hunt, make sure we're covering all the bases. Go to week 18. Let's say the Bears lose to the Lions, right? Now the Packers are in first place before we play our game. Now if we lose to the Vikings, the Bears will win it and we're out of the playoffs. Okay? Now if the Packers win it, we're the number 2 seed. And we win the North. So, yes, if the Bears lose the next 2 games and we win the next 2. And that's what I was trying to say earlier in the week. And I know I caught a lot of heat in the chat and everything, but I was just simply trying to say this game is the least important game of the next 3, in my opinion. Because if you go out there and you push everybody on the field that you possibly can and you lose another key piece or 2 because you're playing them at 85% or like Josh Jacobs – he potentially re-aggravated the injury and made it worse, right? Worst case scenario, he may be, oh, crap, he's screwed for the rest of the year, right? If that's the case, what did you gain out of it? What did we get out of it? This is what I was saying. He wasn't 100%, right? This is what we got out of it. 12 carries for 36 yards. He averaged 3 yards a carry because he wasn't 100%, you know? So that's what I was meaning by that. It was just like, I want to beat the Bears too. Don't get me wrong. But, again, the ultimate goal is win the freaking Super Bowl, not just the North, right? So, again, hindsight's 20/20. But Jacob, did that answer your question there, man?
Yeah, for sure.
In terms of the North, yeah, okay, yeah. And again, there's some other things that's going to come into factor too in terms of just the playoffs themselves. Like if we cleared everything off, and let's say like let's see so the Bears beat us, right? The other teams that are in the hunt below us in terms of the 7th seed, they don't show the in the hunt, which I don't know why they don't do that. I'm trying to think of what team would be in there. It'd be people like let's see, we're at 9 wins. Is there anybody close to 9 wins? Detroit is one of those teams, right?
Yep.
So we're rooting against Detroit other than when they play Chicago. That's the other thing too. There comes a point where it's like, the hell with the North. You'd much rather make the playoffs. You know what I mean? So maybe that's the other thing. Like if the Bears, let's say the Lions win tomorrow, and then next week, right? Let's say the Bears beat the Niners or what have you, right? The Vikings, we want the Vikings to beat the Lions, obviously, but the Lions win that game, and then we go into the final week of the season, like we just talked about, and the North's on the line, right? However, if the Bears win that game, right? If let's say the Lions win it and we lose, we're out of the playoffs. So if the Bears win it, right, and we lose, we're in the playoffs. So there's a road there as well where you're going, okay,
wow.
If you might want the Bears to win out here and just take the North, just to make sure we get in the playoffs if you're banged up, especially, and you can't, get all your guys out there. So again, yeah.
I'm with you, Clay. That's why you have to load manage your guys, right? We're banged up. You got to find ways to, control what you control. We control what we control. If you're looking for help in this league, you're not going to get it. I mean, we've been waiting for help from other teams all year. That's not a guarantee, right? Yeah. So I feel you, man. You gotta focus on what you can control, which is, the personnel you still have available. How are you going to manage them these next 2 weeks here?
Yeah, and again, it's you want to win every game. Nobody's saying you don't. It's just you've really got to think long term. All right, what's the ultimate goal here? And you don't want to, again, because you're not even getting that 100% effect from that player, right? That's the big thing too. Like, I don't know the answer to this, but tonight I guess we do know the answer. Josh Jacobs wasn't 100% tonight, right? Okay, so if Josh Jacobs was 85% and Malik Willis was 100%. Is Malik Willis at 100% better than Josh Jacobs at 85%? According to the stats, yeah, 14 carries, 82 yards, right? So it's a perfect example. It's like, yeah, it's just that's a tough thing that the coaches obviously have to go through. So I'm just trying to see here. That was an Achilles injury for John Fitzpatrick, so he most likely tore that Achilles. So I'm sure he's done. That's what that sounds like. And again,
we're going to be seeing some tight ends, I think, on this team.
Yeah. Eli Berkovitz on Twitter said, we quite literally just watched a replay of the 2014 NFC Championship game against the Seahawks. I've never seen a team so skilled at finding new and shocking ways to lose games. It's pretty good description there.
Did we hit this one from King Likes Scary Stories here? Injury rundown, please. I missed some of the game.
That's what I'm trying to find. And I'm combing through the Packers news stuff, guys. And nobody's given like specifics other than, the Fitzpatrick one we've seen, right? But everybody's just posting their articles, right? That's mainly what it is. So, yeah.
Hopefully more info tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on Josh Jacobs, and that's scaring the hell out of me. Like, what's going on? You'd think somebody would say, yeah, here's the latest on Josh Jacobs, but not seeing it, man.
I don't see nothing.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Anything else, boys? Anything at all? I don't want to just keep it staying. I know we got a bunch of people watching, and we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. We got like, almost 1,900 people in here watching. A bunch of people on Twitter hanging out. But anything else y'all want to hit? Oh, previous super chat. Can y'all grab my? Is that the one?
That was the one.
That was the one we just did. Yeah.
Sorry about that, Tron. Yeah.
We missed that one.
Again, man, I'm looking and I don't see anything, Tron. I'm trying to find like the latest on everything, and there's just nothing. Go ahead, Tim. What were you gonna say, Bo?
No, just hit that like and subscribe, right? Yeah. Almost 2,000 in here. Not bad after a tough loss. Thank you, Packer fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting fact from Wendell Ferreira. Keisean Nixon's passer rating allowed when targeted versus the Broncos, 158.3 versus the Bears tonight, 135.4. So there's definitely an issue that's going on. Got to get that figured out.
I read that off earlier, Jacob, but I'm as guilty as anyone. I'm usually reading while y'all are talking. Y'all say something, I'll repeat it. So we talked about it earlier. You were probably reading through some stuff.
I just still can't believe that.
Bad, man. It's bad. Yeah. Yeah, so I just searched Josh Jacobs in the latest, so all the tweets about him are popping up. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. Somebody's raking him over the coals. He played like garbage. 75% of the game, he needed an onside kick, fumble snap, blah, blah, blah. Not to mention Josh Jacobs fumbling inside the 5. That was a tough fumble, right? For sure. But again, you're out there playing hurt. Yeah, I'm just not seeing anything about his injury. So
I'm with Randy in the chat here. Love is all that matters right now. Forefront of my mind. I mean, QB1, guys, dirty shot to the grill, and he's out. I knew the minute he walked out of that blue tent and they weren't giving him his helmet, I was like, oh, boy, here we go. Yeah. So keep your prayers up for J Money.
Yeah, I wondered if it was a neck thing. The way his neck kind of crumbled, that worried the heck out of me. Ooh. I was actually happy to hear concussion. I was expecting, oh, no, they're going to do a neck scan, So hopefully there's nothing there for sure. Dark Arts Poker says teams are absolutely targeting Nix and need to adjust in some way. Again, to me, the only way to adjust is spot drop, right? When you're playing match coverage or man coverage, he just bites. Now, if you're playing spot drop, he's going to have so much depth that he can't bite, right? There's no benefit to bite on those underneath double moves and all that stuff. But the problem with that is them fans, not you, Dark Arts, but fans will be like, oh, Joe Barry's back. We're just playing soft coverage, So it's damned if you do and damned if you don't there. But yeah, it's definitely 100% on Key, man. He's too aggressive. And it'd be different if you had 6 picks, right? 4 picks, right? But you're not getting, yeah. So, yeah. All right, Jacob. Anything else, man? Did we miss anything else, dude?
No, I can't see anything else. Like you said, nothing on Jacobs whatsoever. So I think we'll probably find something more information out tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I hate that it's so doom and gloom in here. We always try to be positive. We always try to be upbeat and have a good time. But everybody's exhausted. It don't help that it's so late too. It's like, golly, man, these games. It's the last thing I said to Mandy. I grabbed my water and I went to close the door to come up here to the studio. And I said, can't believe I stayed up this late for this crap. Shut the door. It's the last thing I said to her. So, yeah. Let's see here. Derek Fielder says, why was 94 allowed to continue after that hit? I don't think they eject players for those type of hits. If he's talking about the hit on Love, right? Was it 94 that hit him? I would imagine. Yeah. Derek, I know in college they've got a targeting system, right? They take it really, really serious in college, where they'll actually go to the booth and review it. And if they feel like it was intentional, like, hey, he was really trying to hurt him, leave him with the helmet, they'll eject him. But the NFL, I don't think we have that there. So, to the best of my knowledge. But yeah. J. Cole says 12 a.m., almost 1 a.m. Clayton. Yeah, it's we're about to crack 1 a.m. over here. So
but we don't have to get late. It's just early, right?
That's right. It's getting what do they say? It's getting late early. Or it's getting yeah. You don't eat where you crap or crap where you eat. The smell is bad. What was that? I think that what Zohan said. You ever watch the Zohan? Oh, Jay.
I remember that. Right. I remember that one. Wait, Clayton, you finally got Jacob stumped on a movie?
Yeah, this is where I go, Jacob. Oh, my God.
That's that stupid Adam Sandler movie, right?
Do you believe this guy? He hasn't seen a movie that I've seen. This is crazy. So,
okay, the Zohan's different than Ferris Bueller's Day Off, bro. Come on.
I think you would like Zohan.
I love Adam Sandler movies. I just never got around to that one.
I watched it once or twice. I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And then it was like the third time I went, oh, now I get it. And it's hilarious, dude.
That's how I was with Zoolander. I didn't get it the first couple times.
I'm probably going to piss people off with this, but, Adam Sandler does a great job of taking sensitive subjects and making them funny, But it's like, and I'm probably going to get the nationalities wrong and everything, but what is it, Tim? Have you seen the Zohan, Tim? Have you seen it?
I think so, when it first came out. I
think he's an Israeli special forces guy, right? And then the other guy's a Palestinian. So they're like they're almost like superhuman, And it's pretty funny, man. You need to watch it. It's good. Kind of applies today as it has for the last 2,000 years. So, anyway, that's it, guys. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. Appreciate everybody. Somebody said The Dictator is better. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, that was a good one. I saw that one.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, tough loss. Packers lose 22-16. Well, a portion of the Packers lost 22-16. But again, man, you try to reset. You guys know the drill, man. Tomorrow's Sunday. I don't know how much information we'll get tomorrow, but as soon as the injury details come out, like King Tron, again, I apologize. We couldn't answer that question, man, with the super chat. As soon as we get info trickling down, we will go live on the show and get you those in breaking news fashion. That way we keep everybody up to date. Got to reset, get ready for the Baltimore Ravens. That's Saturday night game too, right, boys?
Yep.
So
Saturday night, 7:20 p.m. Lombardi time. Let's go.
So we'll be back in here next week. And again, I've already dropped the playoff simulator down, but Baltimore's still playing for their season. So it's not like, okay, yeah, they're done. They're packing it in. They still have a chance to win their division. Obviously, if the Steelers win tomorrow night, it makes things a lot more interesting, right? If I remember correctly.
My bad. That Baltimore game's 7 p.m. Lombardi time. Sorry about that.
20 minutes earlier.
It's been a long night. Can we leave on a positive note?
Yeah. Why would we do that, Tim?
How about Jordan Riley? You guys see 97 out there making?
He did almost lose his pants, but I like him even more.
Oh, he lost. Oh, he definitely lost his pants. Get that man a belt. Get that man a belt. But
does he got a case of the no acetol, Tim?
Yeah. At least he had long johns on and not a thong. You
got
know?
that Hank Hill butt.
Yeah.
We were good, but
an ass with a phone book, right?
But hey, it was cool to see 97 in the middle of this defense again. Jordan Riley played pretty good tonight, guys. Don't sleep on that. I'm sure PFF will hate on him for no reason.
Right. For no reason at all, right?
But I thought he made some plays. So glimmer of hope on that D line in the middle. Shout out Jordan Riley.
How did I miss this? 2-0 for this says too. Jordan Riley pants himself. How did I miss this?
You didn't see
that early?
It's like, oh man, your butt.
Yeah. Remember that time that Bobby Boucher, what they say, they put his pants down, he ran bare ass. Oh, Randy Cleavers with the super chat says, appreciate you guys. Randy, we appreciate you. Listen, we appreciate everybody in here. It's always a tough loss. One of the greatest compliments we get in the post-game show after a loss is people saying this is like therapy, right? So, and again, I hope I didn't offend anybody. We read all the supers, and I know I disagreed with a good portion of them. I always want to give you my honest opinion. Hopefully I wasn't disrespectful. That was not the intent. And we greatly, greatly appreciate everybody supporting us, hanging out in here, talking ball. And we definitely appreciate the super chats were essentially tips, right? So hopefully I didn't offend anybody. And again, anytime I give my opinion, I feel like that's why people tune in, because they want to hear our opinion. But I don't ever want to come across like my opinion's right and everybody else is wrong. I try to give you here's how I see it. This is what I think it is. And please don't ever take it that way. So, yeah, there you go. Eric Sullivan, therapy. I want my money back. You didn't give us any money, Eric. What do you think this is, Bob? The United States.
Eric's got a lot of Christmas presents to take care of this year.
Yeah. Jacob
found out kids he's got a shop for, man. Shout out Uncle Eric, man.
Jacob finding out about kids he didn't know he had. Oh, we're having to buy Christmas gifts, right? Right, Jacob?
If you don't acknowledge them, they don't exist.
All right, we're out of here, guys. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. Please hit that like, hit subscribe, click the bell icon so you're notified when we go live. Like tomorrow, we'll go live. You know, there's gonna be some football on. I don't think there's a reason to do a watch party. I'll comb through. What time's that Steelers-Lions game by chance? Anybody know?
I think that's the 3:25 Central or 3:15. I think it's something like that. Second rung of schedule. It's not a nooner.
Gotcha. We might do something like that. We may go live in the second half and do like a show and just kind of give you guys the updates. I don't know. We'll see what happens, man.
Bates has got it. 4:25 Eastern. There you go.
Yeah. All right. Good deal. Thanks, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful evening. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Hit that like on the way out. Tim, Jake, appreciate y'all staying up late, man, doing this. So everybody have a wonderful
baby. We're still alive.
That's right, man. That's right. We will reset, come back stronger next week, hopefully. If we have enough players on the roster, we'll see how things go. Everybody have a good night. Bye.
Here we go.
Bye, guys.